Well, tell me what's on your mind today.
Well, I'm calling because a little over a year ago, I did some really hard work of lovingly establishing boundaries with my parents.
Good for you.
There's some
And I
discomfort.
love the I
Oh,
love
thank
the
you.
I love the phrase lovingly establishing boundaries with whomever, but lovingly doing it. Now, how old are you? You mentioned parents. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29?
Yep.
So I'm guessing that
Right.
well after the age of 18 or 20, your parents wanted to stay in the parent-child role. Is that a brilliant insight on my
Yes,
part?
absolutely it is. And I believe they would like to continue to stay there, despite my
Well, how
best
about that?
efforts.
Well,
Mm,
you know what? Now
Um,
that's a good phrase. Let me hop on that one for a second. Despite my best efforts, you know what? Your best efforts can be doing exactly what you did, which is be the effort
mm,
for Seneca I can put in a lot of efforts if I'm Seneca, and my best efforts are going to be in my being an adult because I can't really change them, right? But I can be an adult and say no to their parenting, you know, control or whatever it is, and then that kind of gives them something to work on. But good job. So what's your question?
thank you. Well, my question is, I've had to reestablish some boundaries just this past week. Things were getting a little close and a little grippy. And so I just lovingly sent a message and said, Dad, we're happy to take time and have a phone call with you on Sundays to catch up. We really enjoy that time and we love having it with you. And at the same time, we're both really busy, so just don't expect to hear from us much throughout the week. And he, blew up. There was a lot of like gaslighting
Okay.
and saying that I'm bad and all that.
Hold on. So that phone
Mhm.
call came out of some context. What had he done that made it necessary for you to do
He and my mom were just starting to like text me every day, send me emails every day, things I should
that?
watch.
That wanted
How
a
am I? What
response,
am I?
that required a response?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And
And you
there was like
said,
a family group text, and Dad was kind of like just needling me a little bit, like, "Oh, Vanessa has a lot to catch up on. She's got some heavy lifting to do." And I was like, "Well, I already told you." This was a reiteration, my
okay.
reminder to him. We set that up when we started deciding to set a boundary of we're going to call him every week because we want to like work towards reconciliation, but
That's
also just
great.
can't. That's what I can joyfully give right now, So then my question is, with him raging mad, he sent me and my husband together for some reason a
So
very long text.
all you did was send a text and say we'd love to talk
Mhm.
on the weekend, and we're kind of busy between that, but we'll catch up on the weekend. That's what you said.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then he said what?
Um,
Give me the tea.
it was just. Sorry.
Oh, it's a phrase my daughter
Give you
used.
the
Give me the
tea.
tea. Give me the
Oh.
tea. The tea. The gossip.
I'm not hip enough for that one.
I'm
Sorry.
not either. If I didn't have daughters, I'd still be saying, "Tell me what the old man said." That's what I'd be saying. But so what do you say?
Got it. Well, he kind of busted off in a lot of angry, senseless rhetoric that didn't make sense, like "no child of mine," and like "I was just asking about this, which I thought you would like, and I can't believe that you would blah blah blah," and then
Wow.
even though I was, yeah, and I don't know if this might complicate it too much, but he kind of he copy and pasted my little text to a chat with me and my husband, and he kind of tried to like pull my husband into it too, which just felt so manipulative and weird. So we decided, both of us, after considering everything, that like there just wouldn't be a response, because I think by not responding, I'm just holding the boundary that I told him I'm going to have.
Yeah, you said we'll talk on Sunday.
And I kind of right, and I thought, on Sunday, if he wants to like get into his tirade about this, I'll just say, I think you and I have a different perspective on this. I just meant what I said in that text. We're really happy to have this time with you, but I'm not open to discussing it further than that. There's nothing more there on my end. And then if we have to, I guess we could say, we'll talk to you next week. Love you. But it's all so, so what is my question? My question is, does that sound like the most responsible way to maintain relationships, but also not kowtow? Because I can't control him. I don't know why that was so whatever.
Well,
for him.
my hunch is if you got to the point where you had to kind of define this stuff, it wasn't new. This dynamic's been going on for a long time of his or their whoever. So this is not out of the blue. Hi, we're loving and everybody's doing great and everything's wonderful and I hate you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's nothing like that.
Right.
You've been addressing this for a long time, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the question is what?
I guess the question is, what do I need to feel like an adult in this situation? Because
Go ahead.
though this is ongoing, no change has come from their side, and I can't control that.
Yes. So what do you need to feel when you feel that?
Maybe calm.
No, is that the question? What should you feel? Are you handling it right? What help me?
I
guess, I love what you're doing.
What I'm saying,
yeah. And are you kind of asking a little bit of, is what I did okay? Is there a little of that in there?
No?
Good.
I've struggled so much with that, but I wish that question was gone because I think it's right. But yes, that question is still in there.
Oh, it's still in there a little bit. Okay. Well, broadly speaking, look, there's basically two ways to do life. I'm going to take it past this to a big principle that applies to this. There's two ways to do life. All right. And God set this up from the beginning. Okay. One way to do life is according to the government of love. There's only one law, one rule. That's it. Let's treat each other like we would want to be treated. And let's love God first, because if we love him first, then he's actually I got to answer to him about how I treat you. So that pretty much is going to take care of a lot of it, right? I'm not going to be mean to you if I'm loving him, because I promised him that I would do what he wanted. He wants me to love you. So duh. Okay, we're done. So he said, look, here's how I want you to do life. And Jesus said, you can sum all of these rules up into one. Just treat others like you would want to be treated. Okay. Now, sometimes people don't do that. They don't want to live that way. So they opt out of love, and then they go into the law. So we have some people resolve disputes by listening, talking to each other and trying to come to something that's good for both of them. Some of them can't. They hire an attorney and they go to court. So there's two ways to live life. We can have love or we can have laws. I remember I was working with a couple one time and they were fighting about, she controlled him. She's felt like, and he always got to choose everything. And he said, no, I don't. And I said, look, you guys are not listening to each other like loving people do. So I'm going to say you flunk out on love. So right now we're going to court and I'm going to set up the laws, and there's 7 nights out of the week and you get to choose dinner 3 nights and you get to choose dinner 3 nights. And I'm going to choose the third one. The judge is going to choose the third one. And next week we'll come in and see if you broke the law or not. Now, if you could get to where you listen to each other, I don't have to make these stupid rules. Okay. So what has happened is, and this is going to, I think, help you settle into feeling okay about this. In most families, good families, We don't have a bunch of rules about when we call each other or not, but we respect each other's boundaries. Somebody says, can't talk. Oh, I'm swamped. Let's touch base on the weekend. Oh, how would I want to be treated if somebody said, if I told somebody I didn't have time and I'll catch up on the weekend, I would want them to say, oh, great, go do what you got to do. We'll talk on Sunday. All right. That would be see, you've tried that, it sounds like, for a long time. And it didn't work. You were trying to tell him how you want to be loved, and he's supposed to love you as he would treat you, as he would want to be treated, and respect that. And you're saying that didn't work. So we had to go to some rules. So that's what you did. And you know what? They're pretty loving rules, it sounds like. Pretty loving laws. What's going to be the law? Well, it's against the law to call me when I'm trying to deal with family and work and all of that stuff. But it's perfectly legal to talk on the weekend. That's what you did. That's great. That's great. So let's talk about what you feel. I would like for you to try to begin to, and we can do this through emotional regulation, is in part taking a feeling that we have and not embracing that feeling, noticing that feeling, becoming an observer of that feeling. Psalm 139 says, God, try my anxious thoughts and see if there's any hurtful way in me. So when he does this and you feel a little guilty, then we're not going to join that. It's going to be there. I'm not saying it instantly disappears, but I'm not going to join it. I'm going to get with God, and we're going to try it. We're going to put it on trial. We're going to observe it. Is this feeling bad about this, right, God? Or is that a hurtful way for me to feel? Is that a destructive way to feel? I'm not going to join that. Well, what should I feel? If I'm not going to feel guilty, what am I going to feel? How about this? I'm not really bad for doing this, but I'm sad. Sad would be a good one. And then you can communicate your sadness. You can say, if he on Sunday or Saturday when he calls and starts railing, saying, Dad, I hear you, and I'm just really sad that we can't use this time to kind of catch up and share our lives, and that you want to use it in just telling me that you don't like what I need to do. That saddens me. But if that's how you want to use our time, then that's, I guess, how you, but it does kind of make me sad. See, then you're not defending, you're not trying to change him. You're just kind of sad that that's how he wants to be.
That's accurate. Journaled about it, and the word I got was disappointment.
Really? So, when you went before God, that's the word he gave you, disappointment?
Yeah, I just feel disappointed that this is how it has to be right now.
That's great. Because you know what?
Well, thank you so much.
You can't justify your way out of disappointment. There's no need to. But if you're buying into the accusation that he's the judge, he's not a judge. He's another member of the trial here. You're just disappointed the other side won't come to a settlement, right? So does that answer it?
That helps so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm going to add one more thing. Are you a person of faith?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you ever read the Bible?
Oh, yeah. I have little Bible readings every morning. And
oh, cool.
And also that great Tim Keller book on the Psalms. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So let me give you a couple of cool ones here to go sit before God and say, why'd you put this in there? All right. Galatians 4 says this. Gosh, I love this passage for situations just like yours and for my own kids, because it kind of reminds me what I'm not supposed to be doing. It says, when we were children, we were under guardians and managers, meaning parents, right? When we were children, we were under guardians and managers until the date set by the Father. In other words, the parent would say, like my dad told me, son, I'm going to support you till you're 18. After that, you're on your own. That's it. That's the party's over. You can drop by for a sandwich. And if I'm in a good mood, I'll give you one, but you're on your own. Okay. So that's what a good parent does. A good parent says, there's an end to this runway, kiddo. After that, you are your guardian and your manager. I'm not going to guard your life anymore or manage your life. And if you fall into a pile of mud, hey, I'm going to empathize, but I ain't going to pay for it. Or I'm not going to try to tell you how to behave. So I want you to just go sit in front of that and say, wow, God, you're the one that said he's not my manager anymore. He can't tell me how to manage my time. And he's not my guardian that tells me what I can do and what I can't do. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Let me give you another one. Go back to Genesis and he says, leave and cleave. You know, parenting is the only relationship that is created by God to end. It's got a shelf life. Now, that doesn't mean the relationship with parents. We're supposed to honor our parents. That's a lifelong thing. And here's another one for you. You go to Ephesians 6, and it says this: children, obey your parents. It doesn't say 29-year-olds obey your parents. So anyway, there's just a few thoughts for you.
On the wall.
Go to my book, Changes That Heal, and the 4th section in that book is called Adulthood, and it'll have all of this in there. Okay, Seneca, thank you for your story. Have a great call with your dad, and a great call can be something you can be in control of, and you define great. You have a vision for great. At the end of this call, I will have been loving, and I will have been firm, and I will have empathy. Say, gosh, Dad, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And if you want to use our time just telling me how I'm wrong, then I do have the time to talk to you if that's how you want to use it. Okay.
That's really great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for your call. What a great, great, great example of somebody that has had to forge out a space to have a life as an adult. I'm thinking of all sorts of Bible verses. Oh my goodness. Oh, Galatians 5, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Do not be subject to a yoke of slavery ever again, it says. A lot of adults are not having the life that they are designed to have and responsible for, because they're still leaving their parents in the responsible position of making their decisions for them. And they might not say that out loud or on paper, but when you look at it and they're giving into that control, that's exactly what's happening.